All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some NASCAR Thunder 2004 racing here this evening, and I think we've got a fun live stream for you guys here today because we're going to have a chance to legitimately win at least 3 of the 6 races on this stream, and that is not something you're used to me saying. We only have 4 career wins as of this far on the career mode. We're still in our 3rd season, but this is our breakout year thus far. As even though we're only 1 spot higher in the point standings than what we were last year, that was at the end of the season when we actually ended up kind of stinking up the show late in the year. I was like 23rd in points at one point. We could definitely get back to there. Honestly, we keep clicking away solid finishes, and we should get a top 20 points finish at the end of the season based off of how we've been running as of late. Last stream, we ended up getting a win. This is going to be the 4th consecutive stream we're going to win a race if we do end up winning a race. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Let's get into this one. On the pole at my worst track at Richmond. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully the tires stay underneath me. I can't believe I qualified on the pole. I didn't even cheat it either. I kid you not, I did not cheat. I qualified 9th on the first lap. I'm like, I didn't have a shot at the pole here. 4/1000ths of a second I qualified on the pole by. I don't know how I did that. I didn't think we were going to have that kind of speed at Richmond. Like I said, this is my worst racetrack on this career mode so far. We'll see the lap times compared to second place when they go through the starting grid. Barely beat out Dale Jr. for the pole. I have 3 wins on the year. Kevin Harvick has the most wins with 5, I do believe. Or no, Dale Jr.'s got 5. Harvick's tied with me with 3. So, I mean, there's a chance I could get the most wins this season. It's a long shot. I mean, to win 3 more races, it's going to be tough. We should win Dega in this stream. And we finished 2nd at New Hampshire earlier this season. If I just get a better launch up the start, I spun the tires on the initial start and reigned 2nd the whole race after that. I could just, find a way to get out in front early. I can maybe stay there. And that's the next race after this, and I'll have new updated equipment, I believe, if I remember correctly, for that. In case I don't, I got to make sure I don't wreck this race car at all costs. Let's go. I did have to sign some sponsors after yesterday's stream. I didn't realize that I needed new ones. Associate sponsor, we have to rank top 15 in earnings. I'm 15th in earnings as of the start of this race. Hopefully we don't fall out of that. With this race, I know with the races coming up, we should be able to stay in the top 15, but I need a good finish here. And I guess I qualified on the pole by a little bit more than what I thought, about 700ths of a second. Or, sorry, 400ths of a second over Dale Jr. Not 4,000ths. I think I said 4,000ths. I meant to say 400ths. But it was definitely close. Hopefully I can stay there. That's the thing. Did I qualify on the pole just to fade back? I don't know. We'll see. Bobby Gordon getting another solid qualifying effort. All right. So let it rip. 40 laps. Richmond. Let's do this. I do have more downforce in the car than what I usually would have at Richmond. Hopefully that helps. I think I babied it a little bit too much there off the start. Dang it, I didn't lead that lap. That stinks. I tried to side draft him. I ended up running into the side of him. Dang it. That was all Mark Martin there. I don't know why he ran into me like that. I should have led that first lap. I could have closed the gap on Dale Jr. He should have never even gotten alongside of me. He was definitely quicker, obviously, as you can tell. A little drive off turn 2 that time. I don't see myself being able to stay with these guys. Although, for the first few laps, I am kind of staying with them. I just think the car is going to get too tight over the course of the long run. I usually suck at this racetrack, so I didn't have high hopes coming in. I shocked myself by qualifying on the pole. I really wish I could have led a lap, though, and got 5 bonus points. GC1424, thanks for tuning in. Schedule's ridiculous. Yes, it is. In a oddly entertaining way, hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, the season hasn't started yet for next year. Oh. I know. What's he yelling at me for hitting the wall? Can you imagine if, like, I don't know, imagine, like, Kyle Larson getting into the wall once and then getting chewed out by having a brain fart as to what his crew chief's name is. Cliff Daniels. Could you imagine? Be like, all right, Kyle, stop hitting the effing wall. That stinks. I was hanging with him, too, until I did that. Still in third. That's all that matters right now. Don't usually get a caution at Richmond like we do at Bristol and sometimes Martinsville. We didn't get that caution in the middle of green flag pit stops at Martinsville. We actually got it before the pit stops, which kind of bit me a little bit. There we go. Drive off turn 2 that time. Honestly, if I walk out of here with a top 5, I would have never guessed I could have even, in my wildest dreams, finished top 5 at Richmond. This season, I know I have a 71 car rating, but I did not think that was possible. I mean, we had a similar car rating for Bristol, and I finished 5th, but I also got a caution middle of green flag stops, otherwise I would have probably finished around 20th. And considering how I've ran here pretty much every time I come here in the career mode, it just doesn't make any sense that I'm this quick. Still hanging on to third. Only going to have to go about 8 to 9 more laps. I mean, the tires feel like they're holding on somewhat. I don't feel ridiculously loose or tight yet. Ricky Rudd side by side with Tony Stewart's going to help me try to pull away a little bit from them. It's definitely the Dale and Dale show at the front of the field. Dale Jr. and Dale Jarrett, without a doubt. Definitely grips up a lot better in turns 3 and 4 for me. Turn 2 is just a sharp angle getting off. Oh, I had to lift a lot to keep it off the wall there. Barely got down the track in time to block Ricky Rudd. Only thing that would have made this just a little bit better is if I led that lap on the first lap of the race. I think that was the 4th pole of the season also. I qualified on the pole at New Hampshire when we were there earlier this season. There's a good chance I could do that again. Crowding Tony Stewart there. Wonder how long it's going to be before they just try to move me out of the way. Great drive off. Rudd got underneath Stewart that time, so that helped me quite a bit too. Dang it. Thought it was going to grip up enough there, and it did. Ooh, Stewart and Rudd are pitting. I don't like the fact that they pitted just before I did. A lot of cars pitting. Probably going to lose a lot of track position staying out as long as I am. Yeah, pit this time. Split it in half, 20 and 20. That's what I wanted to do coming in. Oh, no! Jeff, who is that? Kurt Busch? What are you mad at me for? I was trying to pit. I was braking. Did I slide wide getting into the corner? Yes, but Jesus. Get the effing... Get out of my way, Kurt. Jesus. I don't care that he's upset with me. I'm upset with him. That was stupid. I was already going to give up time running a couple laps longer than these guys. I was hoping I'd get it back. Kurt Busch had other ideas. I think I technically led a lap somewhere in there. I didn't pay attention to see if Dale Jr. or Dale Jarrett pitted in front of me or not. That was stupid. Oh, and now we got a mistake on the pit stop. This is turning. This was so good for so long, and now it's just not good at all. I think Dale Jr.'s on pit road. Dale Jr. blow a motor? Oh, I'm going to be really pissed if he blew an engine. We are in 23rd. That is absolutely ridiculous that just happened. I guess not everybody's pit yet, but we're getting there. Leader's on pit road right now. There's not many more cars that are still pitting. We're definitely going to be outside the top 10. There's Kurt. Jackass. Even the 2005 Kurt Busch. Cost me not only a shot at a top 5, but probably a top 10 too. We were in third that whole race. Then the pit crew made a mistake, which added insult to injury. We're up to 18th. I think Dale Jr.'s out of the race. Like, we could have finished second. Dale Jarrett has this win locked up. It's going to hurt Dale Jr. in the point standings. He was trying to catch Ryan Newman. Yeah, what are the objectives for one of the sponsors that I picked up, the associate sponsor, was to beat Ryan Newman, and he's the points leader. I'm like, I'm not going to beat Ryan Newman every single race. Like, crazy? This race, I guess I was out running in, but would it have paid more? Yeah, but less likely I'm going to get it. The problem is I have to finish top 15. And I have to stay top 15 in earnings. And I definitely could have done that for the top 5, but I don't think I'm going to get that anymore. Yeah, this wasn't my fault. I slid a little wide, which allowed for Kurt Busch to get under me. But then once he got under me, he just wouldn't let me. Like, I tried to brake and then cut down behind him, and he was just still there. Jesus. I was trying to decide if he was going to pit too, and he wasn't. Then he was mad at me about it. I don't know what to tell him. He went for the gap that was there. But that was so dumb. I don't have many laps left to try to get the top 15 finish for the sponsorship goal. Ryan Newman's in 15 too. He's having an off day. Considering he's a points leader. With Dale Jr. out of the race, I wonder who's around 3rd and 4th in points, if that's going to give them maybe a shot going into the final 10 races. Just absolutely scented on Jimmy Johnson there. I got to get this spot. I'm going to have to get one more somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to have pace to catch Ryan Newman. One can only hope. Should have been our 7 top 10 of the year. That's ridiculous. Should have been our 6 top 5. I should have finished second or third in this race. Oh my gosh. The picker's been making a lot of mistakes lately. Like, I'm finally getting speed in the car, and ever since I've had speed in the car for the second half of the season, I feel like they have been way worse than what they were at the start of the year. Start of the year, it was me most of the time, and now it's the pit crew. It's like I'm finally cleaning up my act, and you guys are finally starting to slack off. Man, I'm running down Newman. I pushed it a little too hard there. I'm running out of laps, so I only got 6 to go. I was so much closer to him going into turn 1 that last lap than what I am this lap. Car's got to be able to turn. That's $200,000, $205,000, finishing top 15. I'm losing him. I was doing fine, but the car's just getting too tight now. Yeah, right front's in the red on the tire wear indicator now. Kurt Busch is slowly catching me. He got by Jimmy Johnson. He's a minus 90 on the rival indicator. He better not catch me, because if he catches me, he's going to try to wreck me. I'm going to let him catch me. I keep doing that. I just can't run consistent lap times, unfortunately. Mike George, Corey Freet, Mark Mars, thanks for tuning in. The left front's also in the red. I don't think I'm going to catch Newman. Picked up quite a bit that lap, but I'm still too far behind. I'm like 6/10 behind him. Nope. Here comes Kurt Busch. You mother trucker. Of course he did. Jesus. For 16th, really? Is that necessary? Kurt Busch is an ass. What was it? Finishing in front of him? 50K, and not finishing in front of him for under paying plus. Like the 10th of points per 40. I don't think that was exactly the cost for everything. I mean, if I finish in front of him, I know the pay per race was going to be better than top 15 in rankings, but it wasn't guaranteed. Today I should have, but I didn't, so I'm glad I didn't go with that. The problem is I also finished 17th, and I might have fallen outside the top 15 in the earnings. I don't think I did, because it looked like I did get my sponsorship bonus. I believe I did. Let me fact check that just to make sure. I didn't really look at the stats there at the end. We should have finished second or third. I didn't do. I mean, yeah, I hit the wall here and there, but as far as like legitimate, like major mistakes, I didn't make any of that race. It was all Kurt Busch and my pit crew, mainly Kurt Busch, but my pit crew probably cost me the top 15 at least. That slow stop cost me a couple seconds. I finished within a couple seconds of Newman and a few cars he was running down there in the late laps too. All right, so so Dale Jr. DNF'd, and Newman finished 15th, so it's a 30-point gap there. And Tony Stewart finishing top 5 is now only 73 back, and Dale Jarrett, who gets the win, is now only minus 100. He's in contention too, so that's a tight points race with 10 races to go. Oh, category. So we're still 15th in earnings. So lucky. So lucky. Should be able to stay there with the races we've got coming up. Finished second at New Hampshire earlier this season. Let's capitalize off of it. Let's get a good run going for ourselves. Before that, let's go into the garage. We're going to have to use that same chassis. Kurt Busch damaged. We'll have a new engine, though. And I'm definitely going to use it because this is a race we can go out and win. Two race overhaul on the body. Engine, we're going to get overhauled. 67. Let's go with the 69. And we already have the chassis stuff on the works, so. I mean, we're only at 10K, but I'm expecting a good finish at New Hampshire, so we should easily get our sponsorship bonuses. Well, this Kurt Busch is around me again. Sometimes he really is. At this time here, Kurt Busch nowadays, no, but Kurt Busch in 2005, sure as hell he was a prick. Oh, jeez. Full display in NASCAR Thunder 2004. A 71 overall car, but a slightly better engine than what we had last race. Got a 69, I think, on the engine power last race. We'll be at a 72 here. Just as bad as Gray had. Was that 2001? I was thinking it was 2002 for some reason. And they were having their feud. Manual transmission. Got a ton of downforce in it. We got to keep the same setup because it was bad fast here earlier this season. I should have practiced. I think I'll be okay. Just give me a couple laps here to try to figure this out. I was braking about how I did at Richmond, and I took it way too slow. All right, that wasn't a great lap through 1 and 2, and I still ended up second, so there should be no reason why I can't get the pole here. Definitely feel a lot better in turns 3 and 4. Should be a pole easily. 26.491. Let's get it. Back-to-back poles to start the stream. Let's go. You'll be racing Dale Jarrett. Tony Stewart was the one that dominated this race, and I don't see him anywhere up here. He starts 17, so I feel good about that. Feel really good about that. Let's get a win. Let's get our 5th career win. Let's not wait till Talladega to win a race this new. Thoughts on the schedule? Yeah, there's a couple races that got moved around that was almost kind of a dream scenario for me. Like Watkins Glen being in the playoffs, all those years of doing custom schedule seasons when we would have like a playoff or a chase format with the custom schedule season. When we do the video games, I always put Watkins Glen in there. For one, it's my favorite road course. And for two, I always thought that it would fit good in the playoffs because I always usually thought it raced the best of any road course, except for obviously the next gen car. But needless to say, hopefully that gets fixed sometime soon, sooner rather than later. Hopefully by next year, Watkins Glen time in September it will be, and so I'm excited about that. I'm also kind of surprised that they're not taking a week off for Easter, but then I forgot that they have the 2-week break for the Olympics next year, so that kind of makes sense. They're not running Bristol though on Easter weekend. They're running Richmond on Easter weekend. I had to look that up. And they moved Bristol up like a full month. It's in the middle of March now, kind of where it used to be on the schedule. Colder kind of climate of the season, so I don't know exactly why they did that. But hopefully, weather-wise, it works out well for the people in attendance there. I think that's going to hurt the attendance more than if it was in April, um, or even back on Easter Sunday. Again, if you're going to have a race on Easter Sunday, I don't know why it's not there. But Richmond, I do like that it is a night race on Easter Sunday, and also their summer date is on my birthday, coincidentally next year, and it's a night race on a Sunday night. So they got 2 Richmond night races again instead of day races. So I like that they're trying that. They must see something in the Sunday night ratings that they feel confident going with that. I'm quite surprised because I didn't think even Sunday night races performed that well from a TV viewership. Okay, I got to focus in here. Bit of a wheel hop getting down into that first turn. I was patient on the gas. I didn't want to make contact. All right, Dale Jarrett's out in front of me for right now. We just got to make sure we stay with him at the very least. Talk more about the schedule after the race. I got to focus in now. Wesley Wallace up to third. But I've never been to Richmond before, so that weekend of having it on my birthday, that's definitely a weekend I'm thinking about going to Richmond for the first time next season. Especially to be back to a night race, that time of the year especially, super, super hot. That'll give me a reason to go, I guess. Oh, bumper tag on Jared. I didn't think I was going to get to him there. Loosen him up a little bit, got underneath him. Get the lead sooner rather than later. Maybe there's a chance I can lead the most laps. Get that drive off. Let's go. Clean pass. I did bump him the corner before, but stayed alongside of him. Got the pass made. Gonna lead that lap. Didn't lead one at Richmond when I thought I should have. This might be a close race between me and Dale Jarrett. It's going to depend on exactly how the tires are going to hold up on the long run. Hopefully I can start pulling away from him now I got that track position. I think that was my best lap of the race. let it power slide. I grab a gear and it catches me every time, so that's why I run the manual transmission here. It is working beautifully. We're gonna get a lobster. As long as the pit crew doesn't mess up, because they messed up my top 10 run at Richmond potentially, as well as Kurt Busch. But hopefully I don't see Kurt Busch this whole race. Had to lift to keep it off the wall there. He got back in the gas a little too soon. It's definitely just me and Dale Jarrett. We're pulling away from everybody else. Jarrett not quite as strong as Tony Stewart, though, in the first race here, so that's why we're out in front now. And hopefully Tony Stewart's going to be nowhere to be found. He starts 17, so that's going to help me quite a bit. Second and a half lead. Ooh, it looks like Harvick's up to second. Is he faster than Dale Jarrett? I mean, he must be. Is he faster than me is the next question. Where the heck did Kevin Harvick come from? Dang it. Got in the gas a little too soon again. Yeah, Harvick's way quicker. I'm still keeping a decent gap over Dale Jarrett, but Kevin Harvick's coming up out of nowhere. Oh, man, I'm getting a little too tight. Harvick's quicker than me. Tried to be a little bit more patient there mid-corner before I got back into the gas. It's going to be a tight race. There we go. Good drive off that time. It's a little wider off turn two, so I can maybe be more aggressive getting back to the gas there. All right, come on. Got to within 0.6. We were 0.2 quicker than him that last lap. I found something. I was about to take semi of a relaxed approach there when we were pulling away from Dale Jarrett, but now Kevin Harvick out of nowhere. Where did he come from? He's in contention for the championship too. He's trying to get his first title. Oh, definitely too tight there. I only have to go a couple more laps, split this thing in half. I kind of want to just stay out as long as Harvick stays at all. Dang it. Caught me napping just a little bit there. Really good drive off turn two. Got a run on him. Crowd may bid into three. A little contact. Oh, too tight. That hurt. That hurt. Man, where did Kevin Harvick come from? I'm short pitting. Short pitting to try to get back in front of Harvick. I bumped the air pressure up a little bit. Not much. Come on, guys. Clean stop. No, this isn't the championship year, unfortunately. We didn't start clicking things off till middle of the season. Next season, though, for sure. Yeah, this year we should get back in the top 20 points. I just started so piss poor the first 5 races of the season. We were 36 in points. Come on. Hopefully Harvick stays out really long. We can really try to capitalize on fresh tires and make that ground back up. I also got to hope that he catches some severe lap traffic at some point in this race. That'll also help me. It's a clean stop by the boys. Definitely got to go while I have the grip, too. Honestly, running as good as I did at Richmond, a track that I usually suck at. I know the finish wasn't great, but obviously the result before that was. Dale Jarrett's going to have slightly fresher tires than me, too, so that's a little worrisome. There's no way that's Kevin Harvick all the way up there. It's got to be a car that hasn't pit yet, right? Unless it is Harvick that hasn't pit. Oh, Harvick's on pit road right now. No, that's not Harvick. Oh, Harvick's still out there. Okay, that's good for me. He's going to cycle back pretty far in traffic. Dale Jarrett's got slightly fresher. He's going to have the freshest tires. He's the fastest car, and he's going to have the freshest tires. But I just got to hope that more than just a couple cars are able to cycle around him for my sake. There he is. That's not a big enough gap. That is not a big enough gap on Kevin Harvick, I don't think. Unless he gets past. And depending on how lap traffic works out for both of us, because we're going to catch lap traffic. There's only 2 cars in a not-so-distant future. He's 1.6 seconds behind me. Man. It's going to be close for the most laps led. I think I might be able to get it, though. Because I definitely have more than Harvick. I think Jarrett leading those early laps might have actually helped. Well, I mean, it would have helped if I led them. Could have had a bigger gap built up on Harvick. Harvick was like 4/10 quicker than me that last lap. And I still have pretty good grip right now, too. It's just not really a whole lot I can do. He's probably going to get me next lap. Got to catch the lap cars in a good spot. Going to get by Hermie Sadler. Okay. Clean pass. Cleared him off the exit of the corner. Hopefully Harvick gets stuck behind him for some time. Got stuck behind him for a little bit. 1 corner. Was a 10th quicker than Harvick that last lap, and just because of passing Hermie Sadler as quickly as I did. Just got to continue to get by these lappers as quickly as I am. Come on. 6 to go. Hang on to it. All right, just clinched the most laps led. Only the 2nd time this season. Watkins Glen was the only race before this that we actually led the most laps in. I hope these lap cars don't crowd me too much. Hopefully that car didn't cost me too much time there. We did get by him. Contact with some lappers a little further. Oh, no! Yeah, that contact with Biffle didn't help. I tried to slide up in front of him. I slid too far. Almost turned myself. These guys are 3 wide up here. As long as they're not 3 wide when I catch them. 4 to go. Tires are about shot. Oh, no, I caught the lap car in a terrible spot there. Get out of the way, boys. Fittipaldi making contact with the 0 of Sprague. Cleared the 26. Oh, no, no, no. That is not good at all. I didn't time that well. Stay in front of him. Oh, boy. I chopped him off big time. Get out of the way, Christian. Why are you running so low? Why is he upset with me? Again, he's trying to stay in the lead lap. I'm trying to win a freaking race. 2 to go. One more lapper. Jack Sprague. Give me some more room, please. Oh, Harvick's going to try to pass me up high. Didn't work out for him. Oh, no, that's not good. That was not good at all. Oh, boy. I'll get him a drive off. Am I going to get? Not good. Not good. No, no. I can't get him. I can't get him. He's just too much faster. God bless America. I don't want to DNF trying too hard here. Go! Run away! Pass in the grass! We won! Oh my goodness, I thought I was too far back to do that. Let's go! He's ticked and he should be. We won it. I thought we lost it, but we won it. Oh man, that was so dirty. I wanted to win so freaking badly. Oh my goodness. I'm saving the engine for Dover. Just going to do a victory lap here. Oh man. That was so wrong. It feels so good though. I wanted to win that so badly. Christian Fittipaldi made me do it. I clipped the grass and I didn't have any steer in the car after that. I mean, I was committed on hitting him. I hit him harder than what I wanted to. Car held up. Oh man. What Hamlin should have done in 2020. Oh, jeez. Let's go. We get a lobster. Lobster's pretty good. I don't know if you guys have had it. I'm a big seafood guy. I always wanted to go to New Hampshire just to, like, they've got to have great seafood up there. I would imagine. I mean, a lot of it might be a little bit inland, but still. So dirty. He's going to be so ticked off at me next race. Oh, wow. Let's go. Redemption! Career win number 5 or 4th of the season. What a breakout year. Led the most laps. Harvick had the best strategy. He had the best car. He had the best car. Once he got around me, I thought it was over. He might have been checking up early going into the corner because of the lap cars. He was underneath the lap car when I made contact with him. If he didn't have any lap traffic in front of him, he would have taken the corner a lot faster. I would have never had a chance to get to him there. I'm surprised it stuck as well as it did. I mean, it probably would have stuck even better if I didn't clip the grass on the way in. Dover Under the Lights is up next. We're going to have a better chassis than what I just had. Engine power went down 2, but that's not bad at all. Dover's a good track for us. Downforce will be a 65 instead of a 67. One more race on the overhaul. One more race on that engine overhaul. And yeah. All right. Pole and a win. 8 more races on the shop edition. Picker didn't make a mistake, which was huge. I don't know if I'm able to hire anybody else. No, we still can't. It's okay. What a run. We still got 4 more races left on the stream. Let's go. Get another one. We go back to back at Dover. We go back to back. We can get 3 in a row because we got Talladega after that. Holy Hellacia. That's definitely going to keep us top 15 in earnings, I would think. Dale Jr. still got the points lead. It's still tight. Dale Jr. only lost 10 points. Dale Jr. must have caught him late or something there. Jarrett was having a good race going for him. And we are 20th in points, just like that. Just like that. We were 27th in points coming into this stream, and then I end up finishing 16th or 17th in first. It just goes to show how tight the points are right around 20th. That I was able to jump that many spots that quick. And we're only 9 points behind Johnny Benson with 2 great tracks coming up for us next. I mean, we'll see. I don't see us catching Michael Waltrip. We're too far back. We might have a shot at 17th for Ward Burton. It just waited too long into the year to really get going. Well, we're definitely clicking. We're clicking at the right time. Unfortunately, this isn't the playoff format. Otherwise, we'd be championship contenders. Racking up the playoff points. That ain't happening this season. All right, our overall went down 1 for Dover. Trains K, thanks for tuning in. Is it the difficulty issue? No, I'm just taking a break from it. We will go back to it at some point. This is definitely more challenging, I'll tell you that much. We're finally hitting our stride. Gonna run some practice laps before I qualify and got an our manual transmission this time. Gotta get used to the car. Get a feel for it for a few laps and then qualify. I think I have a little too loose of a setup if I remember correctly. I'm gonna have to probably tighten it up a bit from what I remember. Yeah, it's definitely too loose. I mean, I'll see where the lap time is. I might keep this set up for qualifying, qualify well, and then tighten it up for the race. Because the tires are not going to hold up on the long run. I struggled late at Dover first race there earlier this season just because of that. Finish outside the top 20 when I thought I could have had a near top 10 run. We just did not have the long run sustainability. Practice a pit stop while I'm at it too. All right, it was clean. Why this is at night is still okay. I have no clue. It looks cool though. I'll give it that. I was wondering that too. Actual PS2? No, this is an actual PS2. Yep. Actual PS2. The actual disc. Just a little too free. We were fastest in practice. Unbelievable. I mean, we don't have a huge sample size there. 22-0. We don't have a big sample size. I'm going to take a half around the wedge out of it for right now. We're going to qualify with this. I almost went right into the race. That would not have been good. I only make that mistake once in this career mode. Give it a little more brakes that time because I wasn't sure if it wasn't going to turn at all. Hopefully it sticks to the track a little better. It should get better drive off because the rear tires are gripping up pretty well. Drive in was a bit of a slide there. 22.350, but this second lap should be quicker. Dig. 22.070. That was about what I ran. 7th. Wow, okay. They picked it. Well, we didn't have a big sample size, I guess, too. I was almost identical to what I ran, and honestly, I think the long run speed is going to be a lot better with this setup, so we'll roll with it. That 2 extra engine power can be the difference in us not winning this race, but obviously we won New Hampshire, so I mean we got a win out of it, so that's good. We'll have the overhauled engine ready to go for Talladega if we need it. I think that'll be at a 69, so if this goes below it, we'll overhaul this engine again. Should be a cheaper overhaul if we overhaul it quick enough. So. Let's freaking go. All right. Let's do it. Didn't hear the opinion on the schedule? I mean, I kind of talked about it already. I won't talk about it in full. I didn't really talk about the Atlanta being a playoff race. Playoff opener at Atlanta. It's interesting. I don't like that Daytona is not the regular season finale because I thought that was the whole point of moving it off the 4th of July date. Wouldn't you think that would go back to the 4th of July date if it were the regular season finale? I mean, that's just... It is weird. I mean, I guess the season got pushed back an extra week with the off week, and they're keeping Darlington, on Labor Day weekend, so I get that. I get that logistics side of it, but again, if it's not going to be the regular season finale, then why is it not on 4th of July weekend? Like, that was the whole reason we lost that date. So that I'm a little upset about, but I mean, other than that, and then you're starting off Daytona, Atlanta, back-to-back super speedways. That's literally something out of like our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. Like, that's not something, or NASCAR Heat 5 custom schedule season. Curious to see how that's going to go. I don't think there's ever been 2 super speedway races back-to-back before. Bobby, just give me time. Oh boy, that ain't going to end well. We got lucky there. That could have been 10 times worse than what it was. Tony Stewart is teed off. Tony was slipping up the track. Oh, I blew that corner. Tony was slipping up the track. Me and Bobby didn't want to lift. We were making it through the corner well. I gotta stay away from Tony Stewart. I'm scared. That was a Joe Gibbs Racing sandwich right there. Definitely faster than Elliott Sadler. Gotta get around him. Elliott, gotta move, buddy. He ain't making this easy for me, let me tell you. I messed the corner up. He was holding me tight. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize that was Tony. And now he's really going to be mad. Sorry, Matt. Oh, boy. Barely had it clear. If Elliott Sadler would just let me go. Way faster than him. Just pulling away from those cars behind me up until I caught Sadler. Come on, Elliott. There we go. Had to hold such a low line off the exit of the corner just to stay underneath him. Hopefully he holds them up just like he held me up. He's going to peek right back in there, isn't he? No, I'm too fast. I left a lot of bottom open and I'm just too quick for him. I don't know who this is in fourth. I'm not looking at the leaderboard. I'm really trying to focus on my line. Dang it. Pushing a little too hard at times. The minute I start to pull away from him, reels me back in a little bit. Still Jared in fourth. Oh, shoot. That's Tony right behind me. I don't know if he's quicker than me or not. I mean, he drifted up the track or got around him. I got underneath him when I was on the outside lane. The smart thing would have been to lift there so we weren't three wide off the exit of the corner and I wasn't in the middle. But if I did that, I was going to lose more positions. So I went for the hole, and then it closed. I mean, it was kind of a racing deal. I mean, it wasn't really like I drove it in. It wasn't anywhere near like it was with passing Harvick on the last lap at New Hampshire for the win. That was way worse than what that was. Oh, I got too tight. I was in the middle most of the way through the corner. Oh, Harvick's closing in too. Right behind Kenseth. Get tight. A little better there. Back it up in the center of the corner more than I was before. No, we do not. Harvick just got by Kenseth. I'm kind of scared when I slow down to have to make my pit stop that he's just going to drill me. I'm running that speed, he can't quite get to me right now, but the minute I have to slow up or something, it ain't going to end well. Pulls it back in on Dale Jarrett again. Oh, I overcorrected it. It lifted. Oh my goodness. That was an extremely defensive line. That was not a clean block. Harvick might get around him. I'm actually more intimidated about Harvick than what I am Stewart. I don't know what Stewart's minus is at. Yeah, run side by side. Hold each other up. Run into one another. Please, I dare you. We did get a caution at Dover in the middle of green flag pit stops. It's kind of a freak thing. I think Kenny Wallace flipped, if I remember correctly. Faster than Dale Jarrett. Come on. You are going to have to get on and off the pit road pretty quickly. I'm going to pit this time. Trying to make sure I'm going to get out ahead of these guys. Okay, Jarrett's pitting 2. Oh, that was not good. Oh, I sped? Oh, I didn't think I sped. No, Keegan. Oh, dang it, man. That was another top 5 we could have had. Clean stop. Messed it up. Sped on pit road. It's Kenseth. He was definitely behind me. Little randos. Wow. Yeah, that stings. That was not good for us. Casey Mears, that's not good. Yeah, I messed that up. I was barely speeding. I honestly didn't think I was going to be speeding. I could have easily have checked up a little bit more. I had time to slide through the grass. Thought I got the car slowed up in time, and I guess I didn't. I have sped on pit road a lot more this season than probably the first 2 seasons combined. I did not do that at all next season if I'm going to want to win the championship, because there's going to be races where I'm going to struggle to run top 10. Those races I need to make sure I finish off with no mistakes. This season, it is what it is. Obviously, I still want the best points finish spot. I can't believe I cycled all the way outside the top 20 because of that pit penalty. The 23rd. I was in, what, 5th? 5th? Battling for 4th? And now we're 23rd? Got to get a top 15 for the sponsor bonus. Got to clean up those mistakes. If it's not me, it's my pit crew. That's the crazy thing. Richmond, it was all my pit crew and Kurt Busch. This race, it was all me. I sped. No one to blame but myself there. I even practiced a pit stop, too. In practice, and I still messed it up in the race. Kenny. Was it a late dive? Yes, but I was there. And I know they're going to run such a defensive line, too, that even though I have top 5 speed, they're still going to race me ridiculously hard. Back that corner up so much just to get underneath them. So much so that I got back in the gas a little too soon. I couldn't carry all the speed off the exit of the corner. That's how much I backed the corner up. I had to gas it up what I did to get underneath it. Ricky Craven's blocking me. It's not easy to pass cars in this game. They run so defensively. What was that all about? I could see if you're like Kevin Harvick or Tony Stewart in this situation to do that. I expect more out of Ricky Craven. Really got to get back inside the top 15 too. Big ol' run. Took a 3-wide move, made it work. Slid up, but not too far. Burning the rear tires off of it. That time I slid way too far. I was loose getting in. No, 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 no. Okay, come on. Settle in here. Car's not biting on me anymore. Definitely get a couple more spots. I don't know that I'm going to pass 4 cars to get up to 15th, though. With only 8 laps left. Completely bullied Jamie McMurray out of the way. I need to make clean passes, too. That obviously was not clean. Car's more free this run. That was just a stupid entry into the corner. Pushing so freaking hard trying to catch me. Just let the car do the work. I know I'm faster. Fortunately, Steve Park might be faster than me because he's got fresher tires. He just blew right around McMurray. Well, I kind of pulled him through 1 and 2, so that's... No, it was a really good corner for me. I don't know who this is. Ward Burton. That's 17th. I don't even know. This might be a lap car right here. It looks like Stanton Barrett. There's no chance Stanton Barrett's in 16th at Dover on speed. I'll have to find out. Yeah, he is a lap down. That's what I thought. I was going to say there's no chance. He's probably in last. I don't think we're going to catch any lap cars. The right front's in the red. Really just got to try to hang on to what I've got now. I'm not going to be able to get to 15th. Not enough laps. Pit road speeding penalty went from 23rd to 17th after I pitted, and that was even with short pitting. Showed the speed in the car. We had top 5 speeds. It's another race. I'm going to finish 17th when I should have had a top 5. This time it was my fault. We'll try to get him back at Talladega and get our 5th win of the season. Go for 3 in a row at that track. They got to capitalize off of this and not lose any spots here for the end of the race. The only one fast enough to really pass me is Steve Park. And, I mean, I'm definitely catching Michael Waltrip. He's stuck behind a lap car, but again, he's just too far out ahead. Too many mistakes. He tried to get me there at the finish. All right, 17th. Dang. Dale Jr. gets the win. He tries to win the championship. Up over $1 million. Wow. Wowza. Easy top. Oh, yeah, easily. Even if I would have lost a couple positions, in the potential top five for sure. This, I definitely had even more speed than what I had at Richmond, I felt. I mean, we were close in on Dale Jarrett for fourth. I was running consistent laps that I was, consistently staying ahead of Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick. Didn't feel like I was holding them up. That's tough. I got to capitalize on that next year. I make mistakes like that next year, I'm not going to win the championship because I know there's going to be some races and some racetracks in there where I'm going to be struggling to actually have top 10 speed. Those races, I can't make mistakes. I have to, if I'm running 15th, I have to finish 15th. I can't finish 27th. Can't do it. I mean, the average finish of the winners on the first two championships have been 7.4 and I think a 6.8. So we've got to be good. Got to capitalize off it. This is a big learning year for that reason. Because we have the speed now, we just need the execution consistently. I have execution like I did at New Hampshire. And, Watkins Glen, we executed when we had a good enough car to win. But the races I'm not in contention to win, that's what I really need to build on. So definitely earnings-wise, moving up 13th. Should easily stay top 15 still. Tony Stewart's closing in, too. He's trying to go for back-to-back championships. Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart finished first and second the first two seasons, and that might happen again. Into the garage, you got over $1 million. See, we're at the point now we could start building even better stuff. What we have. Well, we are already building that. That was a 9-race build, if I remember correctly. So, got that 9-race build. That would be a 69. This will be a 72, so we're definitely going to overhaul this engine. Give me 2 races. Probably sell this one then, and that will be a 9-race build. Get another top tier one, because I think that one I just sold can only go up to a 66 engine power. So then we'll have 2 of them that go to 72, a 69 and a 69, I think. Yeah, so that's a good spot to be in. And then here, probably do the same thing. We'll probably sell the worst potential upgrades, 67. Oh, that was repair. 67. 67. 67. So that's a 66 with an overhaul, so we'll sell this one. Free up some space, get a build going. We'll go 9 races, get the best possible. Then we need an overhaul going here, so we'll take the worst one we have currently, overhaul it. 2 races. So engine, we're good. Chassis, we can get another one overhauled. $67. 71. Dang it. We'll wait one more race on the overhaul. We're gonna get a lot of money after Dega. We should win, so yeah, wait one more race to overhaul the chassis. It shouldn't affect us at all. I would imagine we got 3 competent ones to run through for the next 3 races. Yeah, easy top 15s for sure. Speed wise, we definitely had top 15 speed with these, which is very, very good. Nothing else I can do here other than go to Dega. This fall Dega race has been the weird one the last couple of seasons, I will say. .66 engine power might be enough, but that's okay. We should keep it clean. Should. Definitely going to want the drafting at the 65. So 70. That's our best overall super speedway car. I mean, we won Dega with a 64 overall car last season. And we ended up winning this season's race with just a slight bit better than that. So, yeah, we should qualify much better. I haven't qualified well at Dega. I won there from 42nd and 38th. Like, we should actually qualify better and not make this race as hard on us as it has the last 2 times we've won here. Like, Daytona, qualifying top half of the field, that helped a ton. Although, no, I didn't qualify well at Daytona. I think I was like outside the top 20, but I went field only that first stop, which gave me a lot of track position. I was able to make it on lefts the whole race. Definitely the best engine power we've ever had on a super speedway. 69 should be really good. It'll make it a lot easier for me to be able to make late blocks because that was not easy the last couple races. Definitely have to execute our pit strategy though in this race if we get those cautions like we usually do. Spring race has gone caution free the first few seasons, but this fall race we always get at least 1 yellow, if not 2 or 3, depending on debris cautions or guys running out of gas. So I know that we're going to end up having to pit twice at some point. I don't want to have to bank on guys running out of gas at the end of the race to win. I'd like to try to find a way to stay in front of them at all costs. Keeps us out of trouble. So we were last on lap 1, but we were only at 163 miles an hour when we hit the start-finish line. We were at 183 that time. Really smooth right around the bottom. The speed on the straightaway is not much faster than what it is in the corners. I don't know if that's... I mean, obviously, it can be improved because, again, 69 engine power versus like an 80-something down the road would be one thing. Like I said, we're coming out. The goal for this entire career mode, 8 championships. Got to break that all-time record. Got to get to 200 wins. We had a slow start in the career win total. We're picking it up this season. 14th. That's the best qualifying effort I've ever had at Talladega. Yeah, that's perfect. That'll help us try to stay in front of trouble. And maybe keep up here with the leaders at the very beginning of the race this time. Trying to go for a 5th win of the season. It might be our last chance at a win this year. I don't really know if I mean, maybe Phoenix will be okay because the 1 mile tracks have been really good for us so far this season. But I've never really gone to Phoenix with actually good equipment. Because last year we sucked at the very end of the year, even though we were competent first few thirds. Still sitting at, let's see, with the win, I think I'm at 7 top 10s on the season. 7 top 10s, 6 top 5s. I'd like to get that number to 10 before the end of the year. Martinsville last season we finished top 10, so we should this year. We just gotta hope we get a top 10 on one of the other tracks that finish out. Well, I've already won this trophy, but let's win another one. The site of my first career win one season. We've had 5 wins in a calendar year. It's coming back to Dega. Unbelievable. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Tony Stewart on the pole. This could shake up the championship order quite a bit if we do see some caution flags in this race. Not sure, it will. It will shake the championship standings up. Dale Jr. get his second time. I mean, it's between Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart right now. We definitely don't have a shot at it. We can finish as high as what, about 16th, 17th in points, and that's probably going to be about our cutoff. There's 2 races I didn't get top 10s in today. Definitely hurt us a little bit for that running. Okay. Get to the bottom as quick as possible. Holding the top. Michael Waltrip's going to be really fast. I'm sure he wasn't going to get around me there. Back up in front of him again. Try to stay with somebody here. Hopefully they don't bridge too big of a gap. And we can at least stay with them down the backstretch. Kind of pulling the cars behind me, so I'm not getting a great push. .65 on the drafting is about at the highest I've ever had too, but that in the combination with the engine power, definitely the best. I thought I lost him for a second. We're kind of reeling it back in again into turn 1. I mean, there's no help behind us, so we were like right at the cutoff of that back of this lead pack. I get out in front of the carnage. Definitely staying with Joe Nemechek. Unfortunately, though, we're kind of losing everybody else. These 2 fade back a little bit. I want to share draft with Nemechek. Hopefully he can get by this 174 car. Try to get up on him. Push him a little bit going into the corner. I didn't really want to make a move on him. He's getting a pull off of Harvick, who luckily isn't a rival with me anymore. Good thing he didn't catch me last race, because otherwise he might still be. Because he would have taken a swing at me, then I probably would have ricocheted back into him, and he would still be upset. I don't know how mad Bobby Labonte is. I didn't really see him after that contact I had with him and Stewart at Dover. I only saw Stewart the rest of the race. About to find out, he is a -40, so he won't hit me either. But we're in the top 10 on speed on Talladega. Bobby Labonte down to the bottom, up to 9th. Come on, Bobby, come back down to the bottom. He's going up there with Johnny Benson. I need you to work with me, Bobby. Nothing there either. Oh, somebody's blowing up out of this league group. Who is it? Tony Stewart. Oh, no. Oh, man, that was a massive checkup. What happened to Ryan Newman? I don't know if he checked up for Tony Stewart blowing a motor. I almost clobbered Johnny Benson. That would not have been good for myself. That could have been a wreck right there. Wow, that's huge for Tony Stewart in the championship hopes. Smoke is up in smoke. It's not why he got his nickname. Not that kind of smoke. Not in that way, at least. Ton of cars on pit road. Wait to see if we get the caution. Not up to this point. Now we'll pit this time. We'll go right sides only. Hit every 6 laps. So right side tires only. We're in 7th place before anybody hit pit road. Don't want to be overly aggressive here. Last thing I want to do is speed when I have a good shot to win. Contact there with the 15. We're okay. Yeah, Indy Oval's back. That was announced, I think, last week they mentioned something about it? Might have even been a couple weeks ago. Oh, no. Come on, guys. Jeez. Making a mistake. Dale Jarrett's already coming. How do we make a 2-tire stop and not come out with the lead? That is ridiculous. We should have. Front tire change, you made a mistake there. Stay in the draft with Dale Jarrett. There we go, past him. Past him getting up to speed. All right, well, we should have had a bigger lead than this, but we're out in front at Talladega. We didn't get a caution. Maybe the first fall Dega race, we might go cautions. It's crazy. I get up to speed quicker than them coming out of the pits, but getting up to speed on the initial start, I'm not as quick. That doesn't make much sense. But, oh well. We might lead the most laps. I'm going to try. Well, because it's green up to this point, I really want it to stay green all the way to the end. Last thing I want to do is have to pit when everybody else is pitting. Potentially lose more spots on pit road. If you get a caution, I could probably get away with going fuel only. Stays green, we're taking left sides. Yeah, and that's why there's no off week at all. That's crazy that, I mean, they're going to be going like 20-something odd weeks to start the season until they have that 2-week break. Rigorous grind there for the first 2/3 of the year. Because at least like right now, it's like right in the midway point of the season. They're going to have to go a little bit beyond that. At least it'll be 2 weeks when they do have off, for the team's sake. All right, took a couple laps. Dale Jarrett is finally catching me with Dale Jr. Led the last 3 laps. Not sure who has led how many laps to this point exactly, but hopefully we can lead the most. Try to help ourselves in points as much as we can. I led 11 laps last year and 6 season one, so this is huge. We led more than that at New Hampshire when we led 19 in that race. We led all but one lap at Watkins Glen. This could be the third race I lead the most laps. In the first 2 races I led the most laps, I won. Leading right now, 8 to go. Haven't clinched the most by any means yet. Like I said earlier, we got to execute. We're in position to win. We got to make sure we seal it. Pickard tried to cost me. I mean, we could still be a couple seconds out ahead of these guys. They made this race a little bit closer than it needed to be. They're going to have one more chance to try to make up for the lost cause earlier. Got older left side tires in these guys too, but it's still driving really well. A lot of grip. Doesn't feel like it's off the racetrack at all. It's not getting too loose. Definitely in our window. This is going to be our lap to pit. So we will be pitting this time. Left sides only. Please, no mistake on pit road. Don't speed again. Oh boy, Dale Jarrett leaning on me. Oh boy, we're okay, we're okay. Bit of a slide coming in there. A little more egregious than the contact I had with Michael Waltrip. We're in though. Jake, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I saw New Hampshire was in June too. Maybe slightly cooler. Right. Clean pit stop that time, so that's good. And obviously, we're going to be on the lead lap, and we're going to be first of everybody that has pitted. So if we end up getting a caution at all the cars that are out on the track would have to pit. We should end up being the leader. Chicago back next year too. I mean, I guess that's the reason they probably don't have Daytona on the 4th of July weekend, but I think they could probably get away with still having a sellout for the Chicago street race on non 4th of July weekend. And it'd probably be maybe a little bit better for the city itself. Planning around something like that on non holiday weekend. I know they were able to accomplish it last season, but. All right, back to the lead. 5 to go. I don't even know if they're going to catch me before the end of this thing. We might just be riding by ourselves the whole time. And 6.1 seconds ahead of Dale Jarrett. Big Big race for Jarrett. Fourth in points coming in. Second place in points DNFs. He's ahead of everybody else. I don't know if he led it all or not. I don't know who was leading early. We're definitely going to end up leading the most laps. Third time this season, second time this stream. Get our fifth win of the year. Sweet Talladega. And this will be 3 in a row at Dega. Pulling out our inner Dale Jr. Even Dale Jr. couldn't make it look this easy. The first 2 races by no means were easy. This one definitely came our way. It's good that this stayed green all the way in. It's funny, we get into situations like early in the career mode where caution helps us, but now we're at the point where we're getting faster where caution kind of bangs us a little bit, so we need races like this to stay green throughout. Caution can come out now and we'll be fine. Well, I still don't want it because then we're going to have to race back to the line. Who's to say there won't be debris laying around somewhere? So for that reason, I hope that we don't see a yellow. We're back at Kansas in the spring when it's not so hot. I don't think it'd be hot there in the fall. It wasn't when I was there in the fall. They did move it back a little bit because it's in the round of 12 now. So I think it's late September instead of early to mid-September, so that'll help cool it off a little bit. Plus having that extra week off, that also moves it back another week. So it's 3 weeks behind where it was in the schedule this year. I know it was nice when I went there last year, weather-wise, right around 80. Yeah, no contest here. Easiest win of the career mode yet. We're going to have 4 wins on super speedways yet to win the Daytona 500. It's like Ryan Blaney. 3 wins at Talladega, Summer Daytona. 3 of them in dramatic fashion. This one, though, not so much. This is no photo finishes for us either. So this is more my inner Ryan Blaney rather than Dale Jr. right now until we win again and make it 4 in a row. Then it'll be my inner Dale Jr. Great run. You're talking about me going to the Roval this weekend? Not the case. I would like to go back to the 600 again, though. That was fun when I went. The 600 the last couple of years has been a lot better of a race than what it was in 2019 when I went. Or not 2019. 2019 was a pretty good race. 2021. I have to think of what year it was when I was there. Let's go. 3.4 second win at Talladega. That was even with a pit road blunder. It could have been even better. Still led the most laps. Let's go. It's a heck of a burnout back there. There's a lot of smoke. Another win in the career of Keegan Schneider. Woody Racing with their 5th career win. 4 wins of a season. Or sorry, 6 career win, 5 wins of the season. My bad. 6 career wins, 5 of the season. We got to win on a traditional short track. New Hampshire's kind of an overgrown short track. Got to win on a 1.5 miles. A couple more disciplines of racing we still have to get a win on. This is nice. This is real, real nice. Rack them up while we can. Solid max points day. Gained over 700,000 in that last race for money. headed to Kansas, where I was a little too loose when I was there last season, if I remember correctly. Actually, I might have been a little too tight. Maybe I was loose. Remember, I did not have the right setup, though. Yeah, Phoenix is pretty cool. Desert's definitely a different vibe. Some more races on the new chassis. Overhaul one of these. This one. I was going to overhaul this. To race overhaul, no problem. Still going to have right around 500 grand in the bank. We'll try to build off of that again. I would pump the brakes on one of the best tracks in NASCAR history. It's a bold statement to make, considering it's only been on schedule for 4 seasons. This will be the 5th season. Or no, they have had 5 races there. 2018. Man, that's crazy. Hard to believe. This will be the 6th race at the Roval this year already. 13th in earnings still. Points, we are 19th. Moved up another spot. Being by Mayfield. Then striking distance of McMurray. Then 100 points of him at least. Hang on to a top 20 points finish. That'd be ideal. Definitely didn't burn the engine up too badly at Dega. And I have a 69 overall car rating for Kansas. Let's just try to execute this race. I know I'm not going to, more than likely not going to have top 10 speed. This is a race we just got to execute. Just work on getting the finish that the car is capable of having. Don't overdo anything. And hopefully the pit crew ends up having some fast pit stops also. I do have quite a bit of downforce. I'll keep the setup in for qualifying. See if I make a change after that. Definitely could go harder than that. Or maybe this is a good setup. Definitely could have been a little bit better. I think I'm going to roll with this setup, honestly. I can't touch the apron here. I kind of forgot about that. I did just a little bit that time, and it really chattered the tires quite badly. Yeah, that was a big moment I had there in turns 1 and 2. It definitely costed me a better lap. 3 and 4, sorry. Not 1 and 2. 1 and 2 was fine. I think setup-wise we're okay. Just gotta hang on to it. Team is growing. Yes, they are. We are definitely growers, not showers. Texas in April is definitely going to be much cooler. Yeah, it's been around 100 degrees there the last 2 seasons. Mid 90s last year. This year, up over 100. Just forget Ashton Lewis is in the nine. What a downgrade from Bill Elliott. He's still not performing well. He's not progressing. I'm progressing a lot quicker than Greg Biffle all of a sudden, too. He got that first win his rookie year. I didn't get a win. I mean, even Jamie McMurray went from rookie to. Well, I guess McMurray still beat me in points, but a lot hotter second half than McMurray has had. But season as a whole, I guess he's technically beating me. I don't think that was a fair shot, though, considering how bad I was those first 5 races. I mean, we were, at the very beginning of the year, running like 35th to 40th in speed. And now we're winning races. I mean, that's just crazy. What a season makes. Definitely starting further back in the field of what we have been used to this stream. This is our worst qualifying effort all stream. There's some mile and a halves I'm pretty good at. Like, honestly, Charlotte and Texas are probably my best. Texas definitely my best. Charlotte, from a speed standpoint, not bad either. But Kansas, for whatever reason, can't figure it out. I don't know if it's I only go here once a season. And it's a race after Dega, and I know I bring my best stuff to Dega to ensure a win there. That wasn't the way. Oh, I thought we were going to be 4 wide. I'm glad we weren't, because that would not have ended well if we were 4 deep. I got to stop hitting the apron here. Chop the corner off, trying to make sure I was going to clear the 41. Oh, come on, man. I touched the white line. I didn't even go on the apron that time. Just bounces the car. Lost like 5 positions there. It doesn't really do that in 1 and 2. It only does it in 3 and 4. Right back to where we started, 29. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Jeez Louise. Maybe it is still too loose. Honestly, qualifying, I didn't think I was going to be this loose in the race. Here we are in the race. Clip that white line again. God. It's hard not to clip the apron here when I'm loose in. Come on. I enter wider and it's too tight, but if I enter too low, it gets too loose, it clips the apron and it bobbles. I'm hoping I have a decent points lead going into Kansas next year because this is a race that could eat me up. Next brake blowing her motor. Look at that. It goes from loose to tight in the same corner. I thought Richmond was my worst track. Kansas might actually be my worst track. I didn't realize it till just now. What do you do to fix this? Probably add more downforce. Top end speed's not going to be as fast, but more downforce is just going to be more added grip. Probably just going to have to do that. It's loose in and then middle off. It's tight. It's hard to fix both. Way too tight. Definitely not going to get some sponsor bonuses this race. Good thing we're up over 500 grand anyway. The money side of things. From a handling standpoint, the fact that it's just getting worse over the long run automatically tells me that if we don't execute on pit road, we're going to be finishing 35th or worse. It's an evil race car. Evil! Boy, I wasn't expecting Rusty to pit there. Really wanted to pit there, but I had a feeling we were going to have a similar situation to what I had at Richmond when I was trying to pit with Kurt Busch, only it was going to be with Casey Mears that time. Pretty clean pit road entry. A half around the wedge back into it. 4 tires and gas. Santiago Kit, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, first time Cup Series heads to Iowa. It's kind of weird that it was now, too, when you consider the fact that the Xfinity and the Truck Series haven't raced there in a few years. But they're returning the biggest series of them all, so that's pretty cool for them. Who's coming out of the pits there? Just gotta hope it's not gonna be too tight in the long run. Definitely shouldn't be as loose as it was. Still might be a bit loose. Now they just go to show how bad the car really is. Smears was just behind us. A little bit more behind us with us pitting about 2 laps before him. That was the first time I've actually clipped the apron at 3 and 4. And it did shoot me up the track or sideways there. I like how I talked about Ashton Lewis not showing his whole potential. He's only one position behind me in this race. Oh, jeez. Funny how that works out. Well, we definitely didn't execute from a speed standpoint in this race. We really had no shot at this one. At a competent finish at all. The car just is there. Handling's a little bit better now, but I still feel it's too tight. Like I just can't get to the gas as soon as I would want to be able to carry more speed down the straightaways. Now that I tighten it up a little bit, it's even worse than what it was before. Definitely going to have better long run speed now with the adjustment to the race car. Pulsing in on a few. I mean, I was 32nd before I pitted, so I definitely lost time with the pit stops. That was a ginormous slide job on 43. Cleared him. Christian trying to cross over. And it ain't going to work. He's got a second win. Hopefully I can get back to the 26th and the 11th. Get the car down to the bottom of the track anymore. Plenty of time to still catch these next two cars. Potentially three of them. Crisscrossing each other back and forth. Push me out a little bit trying to catch him. Oh, dang it. A little bit of a wiggle. It's probably going to be all it took for me to not catch those two. is all it took. Worst apron in the game is turns 3 and 4 in Kansas. I've definitely learned that. 2 laps and I'm 8/10 of a second behind him now. I'll hang on to 35th, I guess. Crazy how we won 2 of the last 3 races and we come here and run 35th. Sport's very humbling, let me tell you. This career mode itself is very humbling. To make that bobble, could have got a shot to pick up all 3 spots. Kevin Grubb for sure would have been passed. Pushed pretty hard trying to get up there. Really had no shot at it still. Yeah, we got to figure out something for Kansas. That's going to be a track that can bite us next season. The races I'm not competing for a win, we got to run top 15 to top 20 at least, but that right there was not good at all. Still top 15 in earnings, so you get some sort of bonus. Better than nothing. I don't know if it is ever going to go back to the oval. I mean, now would probably be the best time just because of how bad the road course package is with the next gen car, but I mean that doesn't fix the road course package either. They're just not taking it off. And if it's something that we get, a couple years down the line and we still can't fix, then it becomes a little bit of an issue. All right, on to Charlotte. I was thinking Martinsville's coming up next. That must be the race after Charlotte. I had those 2 intertwined. Chassis, got one more race. Engine, we're going to have much quicker, 72. We'll get an overhaul going. Actually, we can get a repair going. Next engine. And then the body side of things, 67. Two race overhaul there. One more race, we can get a new chassis building. 5 more races on the shop edition. That'll be ready to go right at the end of the season, or towards the end of the season. Pretty close to it. No outlook for exactly when I'm going back to NASCAR 07. I would like to win our first championship here first. At least. Or at least put myself in a good enough spot that if I take a break from it, then I come back and I'm not struggling right away. It did take me a minute to try to get the feel of everything. All right, 71 overall car headed to Charlotte. Chassis could be a little bit better, but we'll have a brand new one ready to go for the next race. It hasn't been that long, has it? Since NASCAR 07, July? Well, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I mean, I would imagine we've got the right setup for Charlotte. We've had good speed before here. Now we've got the engine power to go with it. Second best mile and a half track. It just goes to show Kansas is the track we just have an issue with. If I come here and run a lot better than what I did at Kansas, it just goes to show that it's Kansas as a track and not mile and a half. Because I expect us to be pretty quick here. It feels like it's got quite a bit of grip through 3 and 4. Should pick up quite a bit here for this lap. That wasn't a great corner entry into turn 1. Definitely carried a lot more speed through the center of the corner. Might be backing up 3 4 just a little bit too much. Definitely pushed a little too hard in one. What? 29.701. Is our mile and a half program way worse than what I was thinking it was? It must be. I don't think it's a setup. I don't know. Qualified worse than what I did at Kansas. Yeah, it's definitely been over month. That makes sense. It's probably like mid to late August. Probably mid-August. So I definitely know the week I went to Michigan, I'm still playing NASCAR. So Breeze boost. 37. Thanks for tuning in. Aircraft and Nick Sanchez got a minus 100 point. Thunder 2004 rivalry. Oh, they got the. Oh, I see what you're saying. The minus 100 on the rival indicator. Yeah, for sure. That was after one race too. All right. Well, last race of the stream. Starting pretty deep. I don't like that. Kenny Wallace on the front row. That's interesting. See how many positions we could pick off. We always have long run speed when it comes to Charlotte. I would have thought we had better speed than that. I know the chassis could be a little bit better. I didn't think it was going to cost us that much. We got if we're going to win a championship next season, I have to be better in the mile and a halves, without a doubt. We are getting track specific chassis though at the end of this season, or at least the ability to have those. It'll probably be a couple races into next year before one will be built. If we win the Daytona 500, which we're definitely going to be one of the favorites for, I would like to think that that would help us get those built much quicker. So it might be the first maybe 3-4 races or so that we're not going to have the track specific chassis, but then after that, definitely be much better. We got road courses, super speedways down. We definitely have to work on the intermediate tracks. And short tracks we can kind of hold our own really. So the intermediates definitely need those track specific chassis. And it's not even like it's all intermediates. It's mainly just, Dover, you saw we had top 10 speed. New Hampshire, we won. It's the mile and a half specifically. And I don't even think Charlotte was bad for us before. I know I finished top 20 in the 600 here last season. I don't know how I qualified 33rd for this race. But I did. We're up 3 spots on the first lap, though, so that's good. Be careful making contact. I don't want to burn the tires off too early in the run. Picking up some spots. I mean, I know the field. Oh boy, hang on to it. You're okay. Oh, that was Harvick. I didn't realize that was Harvick. Hopefully, yeah, he was minus 30. I think we'll be okay with him still. Dang it, I overdrove it. Because it's going to get by me. I think I got focused in on my marks a little better. That whole last lap was not good for hitting my marks. Tell you what, to get out of a rhythm just one time, somewhat exponentially, it takes me a minute to get back into a rhythm again. I barely touched that guy, and I got so freaking sideways. That could have been so much worse than what that was. There we go. That was much better. I was rolling so smooth there for so long, and then we kind of hit a wall of traffic. Things got kind of bad there pretty quick. All right, Joe Nemechek, you want to give me some room? Trader and I went for that same spot at the same time. Keep her off the wall. Trying to get them both at once. Costing me like 4 positions. '17th to 21st, just like that. I still don't know how I qualified so poorly. I passed Matt Kenseth 3 times already. And it's about to be a 4th because I overdrove the entry trying to get around. Well, at least I didn't have to pass him 4 times. Don't let Ricky Craven get underneath. He's kind of hanging there. We got enough straightaway speed. We cleared him down the back. Back to hit my marks again. This was a 600-mile race. I think I could fare a little bit better because there'd be a slight bit more time. I'm also lucky this isn't a 400-mile race. So it could definitely be shorter. I also brought on Elliott Sadler there. Back the corner up beautifully into turn 1 that time. Got a shot to get into the top 10 before pit stops. The 13th. Straightaway speed is something else. Caught Jeff Burton a little too quickly. Let's go. Come on, pit crew. It doesn't feel like we qualified 33rd. Again, I don't know how. Up to 8th? Gordon didn't give me a lot of room there, but I did a great job as low as I entered the corner, not sliding the car, keeping it off of him, making the pass. We have gone from 33rd to 6th, and we haven't even gotten the green flag stops yet. None of the cars in front of me are pitting yet, so I'm not going to pit either. We have driven up to 4th place already. What a run! What a run! I'm pitting when the leaders pit. Nope, they didn't pit yet. Nobody directly behind me pit too. I overdrove it there. I'm going to pit this time though. Give up a little bit of time I wanted to. Definitely going to pit this time. Right front in the red. Definitely pitting. Can't speed now. Jesus, speaking of speed, how is Tony Stewart not speeding there? That's what I want to know. All right, 4 tires and gas. Tony Stewart went way faster into the pits than I did. I was at 69 miles per hour when I hit the commitment line. There is no chance Tony Stewart wasn't speeding. Does it give the AI speeding penalties? You have to let me know down below. I have no clue if it does or not. I feel like it doesn't. It should. We'll see where Tony Stewart ends up. I mean, if he comes out in front of me still, clean stop. 17.1 clean. I think that's Tony Stewart up there. There is no freaking way. I mean, that was a clean stop. Dang it. Should have lifted in line behind Ricky. Caught him in kind of a bad spot. Just going to take care of those tires. That is not the way to do it. What was that? I don't even know how I got that loose getting in. Why am I so loose? It hopped on the apron that time too. Zero clue as to how the car got as loose as it did. I didn't make any adjustments. How did it lose so many spots on pit road? It was a clean stop. I think the entire field enters pit road just so much faster at Charlotte than what they do any other track. I was in 4th. And we came out 16th. That doesn't make any sense at all. That's unfair, really. You didn't even have a slow stop. can get a caution somehow, some way. I know I've got good speed. That would benefit me a lot. Yeah, I'm a little upset that the pit stops did not go our way because we had race winning speed. We were in fourth and closing fast. We're down to 10 laps to go. Sticking to the track a little bit better than what it was. Couldn't have really gotten to pit road much quicker than what I did. Really kind of the game's fault for having them enter pit road so fast. I mean, Tony Stewart, we obviously saw was speeding. I'm going to guess that every driver was able to do that because there is no reason why we should have fallen this far back. We were in fourth before cars around us hit the pits. 6.3 seconds off the lead, 6 to go. Kept Burton blocking the bottom. To enter wide into the corner, I didn't want to do that. Holding the inside again, though. I held up behind Jeff Bird. My lap time was equal with the race leader that last lap. Should get a top 10 still. 4 to go this time. We pit right at the halfway mark, too, so I'd like to think our tires should hold up to the end. Even though it was a little bit looser this run. I mean, that first run was the most impressive first run we've ever had this season. I mean, Darlington, when we started 27th and got up to like 14th before pit stops was cool, given the track it was at. But we went from 33rd to 4th on that first run, only to lose 12 spots on pit road. We could have pitted a little earlier, but nobody around us hit pit road. lost time literally to the AI for pit road speed. Coming to the white flag this time. That was too big of a slide. That might have cost me a top 10. Oh, no. Rusty got loose getting into one. I overdrove turn one, though. Gave it right back. Come on, I'm faster than. All right. There we go. All right. Top 10. Dang it, man. That might be the first time I've been upset with the top 10 in this career mode. We should have had. I mean, keep me up there with them. I pitted at the same time as the leaders. How do we come out 6 seconds behind them? I don't know. I mean, I hung within that 6.6 second range, cut it down about half a second those last 15 laps or so after we pitted. 17 to 18 laps after we pitted. It definitely sinks qualifying as far back as we did. Yeah, Charlotte's a good track for us, but not catch a break with that pit stop whatsoever. The picker didn't make a mistake. I mean, that's a big thing out of that. All right, so tomorrow night's stream, we're only going to have 5 races to finish up the season. May end up running the Bud Shootout as well on there for next year, but definitely not going to do anything else with Daytona. We only have 5 more races left with their secondary sponsor. That'll run to the end of the season, and Apple will be on our car to start the 500 the following year. Hopefully, we can get another win before the season's out. We have quite a bit of tire grip going into the next race. Wait on an overhaul there. Well, I think that's the only spot I can do anything. Okay, so we can overhaul one of these. $79. Probably save a little bit of money. Here we go, 4 race. I'll just go with a 2 race repair. I'll wait to do anything else. 1 more races on the shop edition, so right before Homestead, end of the season, we'll get another shop edition going. Oh boy. Our regular Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson? I don't know what you meant by that. Talked about like not getting the finish we deserved. Is that what you mean? That would make sense. Well, we got 3 top 10s on the stream, 2 wins. And that jumps us up to still 19th at points, which is where we were going into Charlotte. So even with the top 10, I think McMurray actually gained or pulled away points on us there. Well, Kansas, we were 19th going into Kansas. We might have actually lost a spot and then got it back with the top 10. That's possible. We might have lost a couple spots potentially there, but back up to 19th though. Martinsville will be interesting. We had a top 10 there last season. So we'll see what we can do there this year. Atlanta, I think we could have a similar run to that of Charlotte. Hopefully, I know Charlotte's a little better from a speed standpoint, but pit road, not pay ourselves any favor at Charlotte. So if it does at Atlanta, I think we could have a good race. Phoenix, I mean, we won on a mile track at New Hampshire that was flat. Phoenix is kind of the closest track to it, so maybe we have a good run there. And yeah, maybe Homestead's a good mile and a half for us too. I really don't know about that one. I haven't really ever had great equipment there. Kind of similar to Kansas, so hopefully that doesn't turn out like that. We at least have the handling side of things going well for us. Dale Jr. beat Dale Jarrett, 110 points. We had 4 drivers within 100 points like 3 races ago. And Tony Stewart ends up with the DNF, and Ryan Newman either DNF'd or has had a couple of bad finishes, so might not have escaped Talladega very well. Just gotta check the season stats out real quick. And the polls were only 2 behind Newman for the most, and for wins, we were only 1 behind Dale Jr. for the most wins this season. Just didn't have that consistency at the start of the year. 7 top 5s, 9 top 10s. So I think our goal, try to get 1 top 10 in the next string, get us to double digits there. I doubt we're going to get 3 top 5s to get to double digits in the last 5 races. I guess you never know. But if somehow, some way, we could find a way to have the most wins on the season, that would be awesome. I just don't see that happening. Maybe we get the most poles. I mean, outside of potentially Martinsville, I don't really know what other track I could get that good of a run going forward for the pole. But yeah, we'll see. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys tomorrow night, and have a good rest of your Wednesday evening.